What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Welcome to the RNEWS Evening Show. And let's just jump into it. From r/news. Man dies in Arizona after being restrained by police on hot tarmac for 6 minutes. You can have second-degree burns from the hot surface of the street, especially in Arizona. My youngest burned layers of skin off the bottom of his feet when he was 3. Walked outside onto blacktop when it was 120 plus out. I'm sorry to hear that. There was a case a few years back where the police held a guy on the hot pavement for like 5 minutes. He had to undergo skin graft surgeries. He showed pics of the aftermath. It was horrific. I will update later with the link. Same exact thing happened here in Citrus Heights, CA, just outside of Sacramento. Sacramento.cbslocal.com. Not sure if that's what you were referring to or not. I hope so, because I hope this hasn't happened multiple times across the country. Narrator, it had. If you have a problem and you call the police, now you have 2 problems. A whole gang of problems in some cases. A whole clan of problems in SOMR areas. So if he was restrained for 6 minutes, why is the footage released only 2 minutes long? What happened in those 4 minutes between him being handcuffed and him being dead? And here's a better article with better video. www.dailymail.co.uk. Probably was the part where you hear him sizzling on the pavement. It gets hot in Arizona. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics. Susan Collins helped cripple the USPS. Now Maine farmers are getting dead baby chicks in the mail. Sounds like a good campaign ad. It's so baffling. Going into this, the USPS is the most trusted and liked US government agency by far. And Trump decides to attack it right before an election. How is crippling an institution with a 74% approval rating a winning strategy? Because if he cripples it enough, he can steal the election. Remember, they never do things for you. They do things for themselves. And in this case, literally dismantling democracy is his only way out of jail. So. But you don't understand. The USPS has been losing money. I know you're joking, but it's worth reiterating for anyone who finds themselves in this thread and hasn't read this yet. The last S in USPS stands for service. Government services are not supposed to make money. These aren't corporations designed to turn a profit. They are services. In this case, one of the oldest services in the nation, that cost money to operate because they are necessary to a functioning society. In this case, one that has been considered necessary since the founding of the country. I wonder what kind of profit the military and the police department and the fire department turn. Loads if you have the supply contracts. Maybe USPS should put in purchase orders for some tanks. Going postal will have a new meaning. You know what you don't see this year? Collins signs, just aren't any. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. US Special Forces veteran arrested for passing secrets to Russia. No more free Applebee's for that guy. As a veteran, this got a solid laugh out of me. I keep forgetting we can get some Applebee's for free on Veterans Day. Haven't vets suffered enough already? Our stomachs are forged through MREs and hotters. I once got some MREs in a poverty food box as a kid. They were awful. Kudos to you all for fruit drink. Jesus. No MRE fruitcake. You haven't lived until you have choked down one of those sawdust rye. Nasty loaves of pure failure. Edit. Thanks for the award. No MRE fruitcake for you. The hyper-ultra compressed bread lives in Canadian MREs and nuts. Those suckers really expand in your stomach. And you do not want to drink pop after eating one. Ooh boy. Ouchie. Pain bread baby. A whole loaf in your hand rolling on the floor laughing. He just wasn't high-ranking enough to get away with it. Yet. Give Trump time. Why go after regular soldiers if the president gets a pass? You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics. Show the Joe Biden DOJ investigate and prosecute Donald Trump. Yes, not for political reasons, but for justice. I have little faith I'll see justice in this country. A country who allowed mutants to kill both Kennedys. A country who allowed Nixon to be pardoned. A country who rewarded Iran-Contra perpetrators and ripped solar panels off because frick science. A country who allowed a vice president to shoot a man in the face with birdshot, plunder the Middle East, and torture captives. No, I expect nothing. But goddamn, we need justice back. Yeah, it's not about hurting Trump personally. The worst punishment for him would be for no one to ever pay attention to him again. But this nation badly needs to establish that no one is above the law. If not, someone just as unprincipled but much more clever and intelligent will come along and exploit this far more effectively than Trump. This right here, it needs to be clearly established that even if a corrupt party allows you to abuse your authority and act with impunity, there will still be consequences. Without potential consequences, what's to prevent the next would-be fascist at giving it a go? The members of that corrupt party that enabled the corrupt president's abuse of power should also experience some consequences. Yes. Don't even ask the freaking question. Yes. The answer is yes. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, it looks like they're targeting blue urban areas. New Postal Service plan is setting off election alarms. Any other old-timers out there remember when Putin did this like 10.15 years ago? After his first or second term? My memory is pretty hazy, but this crap seems eerily familiar to the vote rigging that was being reported going on over there at that time. It's been said that Putin is coaching Trump on seizing power. It's an attack on the popular vote count. You can drop off your mail-in ballot at your local polling place in CA, at least if you don't trust the USPS upper management. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, DeJoy says USPS won't reinstall more than 600 removed mail sorting machines. There's no intention to do that, DeJoy testified. They're not needed. Those machines that he removed sorted a combined 21.4 million pieces of mail per hour. Unless he just hired tens, perhaps hundreds of thousands of new employees last night. They seem to be needed. But DeJoy says 4% of postal workers aren't as available as they were before the pandemic. Checkmate. Yes, he really used that excuse. Perjury. How can they square, "We don't need these high-capacity sorting machines," with "We don't have the capacity to deal with an influx of mail-in ballots"? Seems directly contradictory to me. But what do I know? I don't own $30 million in UPS stock. In 2018, for instance, the agency decommissioned about 3% of its delivery barcode sorters, or 125 machines, the Post reported. In 2019, it was 5%, or 186 machines. The 671 on this year's list amounted to about 13%. Getting rid of mail machines during a pandemic because the quantity of mail has dropped is like getting rid of power plants nightly because the demand for electricity has dropped. It's like getting rid of a pandemic response team because there's no pandemic right now. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, and if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show, and I'll see you tomorrow.